Just getting set up here, guys. If you're joining on TikTok, for those in the room, I'm just getting set up. We're gonna cover our ATAs, where we're at. Had a few developments I want to talk about, a few additions, and we'll just kind of review how the automated trader's doing through this fall, right? And see what we need to do, if there's any modifications we want to do, or are we good with where we're at? So we got about a minute left. I jumped on a little bit early here. We'll give some time for more people to join here. TikTok, if you want to hang out, you can watch. I'm just going to be covering my automated trading assistant. We do our morning huddle every day, 8:30, right before the market, to make a determination of what we want to do. So just getting all set up. All right, almost there. One of the things that's most important to me is, being prompt. If we say we're going to be on at 8:30, we want to be on at 8:30. If we say we're going to start at 8:30, we want to start at 8:30. So for those that like to join, we got to make sure we respect your time. So 8:30 has hit. I'm going to get started here. We do record everything in our community, so I want to make sure that I also respect the time of those watching the recording. So I'm going to touch on a couple quick things market-wise, and then I'll update you on a few events changes. I was watching the SPY. We have taken some various call signals in the room. The SPY is, a little bit low on the pre-market. It's got this double bottom we talked about here. So a market open retest, if it can hold that support around the 397.5 range, 398 range, then that push north should be pretty significant. If it cannot hold this and it invalidates this double bottom, then it's almost guaranteed we're going to come down to this 395 range. So we'll watch that closely, see how that develops. I'm in a call. I have a 7-day call option open, so I'm anticipating that we're going to push up. We may have a little pullback. I have like a 7-day contract, so I'm not too worried if we do. I can always manage it if needed, but we won't get into that. Touching on that, looking at the dollar, we talked about this in the room. We had our double top looking up here. On the shorter time frames, also if you go on the higher time frames, or this is the 1 hour, sorry. So the higher time frames is the double top. So it's going to fight these EMAs in here, but I mean, at the end of the day, it still couldn't break that 105.64. So likely to see some pullback there, which is going to see some push up in the markets. Bitcoin, you can see this right here had thrown a short. Even the best of indicators, they're going to get potentially faked out with news or pre-market open, stuff like that, right? So this is where we decipher it for you. So the overall call in the room that we had put was actually long. So I'll throw that up here. Let's see, where was it? Right here. So this was the call that we put in the room. Was long. Entry at 6:45. So far that's playing out pretty well. It might even have been TP1. Really close, actually. Yeah, I think we might have hit TP1 on that. So this is, a lot of the reason why we don't give you guys always this indicator, because, see, look how quickly that flipped, right? I could tell this short was not a good call. And that's because we use other rules, right? So we had this green area here through the short. I didn't like the support level that it was holding at, and you can tell that that's doing okay so far. So we'll let that hold off and see where it goes. But same thing goes for Ethereum. So I want to jump right into a few changes I've made on my account for those that just been kind of following my progress. So one of the big things that I talk about a lot in crypto or options or whatever you're doing trading, it doesn't matter. You should always be paying yourself, taking profits, reinvesting, have your strategies. For those of you in the community following my options trades, I had a really good week. We took a call on the way up and took a put on the way down, and I made pretty good money on the options account. So I wanted to kind of move along my trading account, so I went ahead and paid myself 1,000 from what I had earned on my options and moved it over to this account. And you can see by doing that, I did upgrade to my Thanos. This way we can get some larger wins. Really start seeing this thing move, right? Those of you that run the higher ones like Thanos and Gambit and stuff, like you guys, you already know. I mean, it earns like crazy. So I'm ready to move up, right? So we want to manage accordingly. The minimum for Thanos is 25 or 29, so we're still well above that minimum. You're going to see me play it a little aggressive still, just because I have the ability to move more funds if I need to, so I'm not super concerned. You can see the separation between the balance and the available balance is not bad. Now, keep in mind when you add money, you're going to see this percentage come down. It's not because I took losses, it's because this percentage is a derivative of the profits that your trades have earned divided by your balance. So obviously if I add money, my balance goes up, the trades stay the same, right? So that's why that goes down. But from a history speaking here, you can click on this. I put this together last night. I was gonna do it for the call, but I'll walk you through what I did. But it was quite a bit to change it to upgrade. So but you can see some of the wins are a little more, 50 cents. You got $3, dollar, 280, a lot more dollar ones, right? $1.25 instead of just the pennies. So we're gonna get this thing cranking up and just keep this thing moving along. I want to do this. You're gonna see me add funds from time to time because as I grow this one, if I'm winning on my options, I'll pull it to here to grow this, so this earns more because my options doesn't really earn more me holding more in there. So whereas this can earn more, right? So sometimes I'll do that to shift it over. If you don't have that ability or you're not trading, you can also take things like if you get paid, bi-weekly, every time you get paid, just take $100, $200, or whatever you can afford, right, and just throw it in there and just let it kind of compound itself, right, as you grow it. So that's where we're at. So let's jump into the dashboard. Keep in mind when you upgrade, it's not an issue even if you have existing trades because you're adding volume. If anything, the ATA is going to give you a better entry by DCing at higher volume. So it's not a big deal. When you downgrade, it's a little more complicated, right? But it's not a big deal. So you can see the trades here. We are already on Thanos. Basically, how I converted this, guys, was pretty easy. I created another API, added another exchange, called it Thanos. I had kept my Ultron active while I added my Thanos, and that allowed me to go to my indicator and my alerts. And if you notice, I changed all the titles to ATA Thanos, right? So as I was converting my each pair, it was still firing, right? And so you don't want to like just shut it down because then it may try to close something that it can't close because you deleted it. So that's how I did the conversion. Aside from that, it was pretty simple. Let me load up one. We'll load up Aave since that'll be the first one we'll cover. So to do the to do the conversion for the upgrade, all I had to do was just go into my indicators and invite only scripts, add my Thanos indicator on top of my Ultrons, and then I just copied the settings. Once I copied the settings, I deleted the Ultron, deleted the alert, remade the alert, and I was done. So it wasn't too difficult to do. So we are fully converted. So let's take a look at this. I do want to make some additions. So we'll see how. I'll kind of talk you guys through what I want to do there. My goal is to be more aggressive on this account because I want to show you guys the potential of it. If you're not comfortable being as aggressive as I am, that's fine. I don't recommend being aggressive or overextending your account, being greedy, if you don't have the ability to add funds. If I need to pull, 2, 3, 4, 5 grand from my options account to bring it in here because I have to have more room to work, then I can do that. So that's why I don't mind being a little more aggressive. So let's talk it through here. So you can see Aave Shorts. I'm on the 1 minute here. Has done really, really well. It's continuing to perform now. Aave, if you remember, we changed the strategy. That's why you're going to see the stats are off, which is okay. We know we've done pretty well in the Aave Shorts. But since we started the strategy here, you can see It's done pretty well. It actually is not even in a trade right now. It closed this. Um, if you open the settings, kind of like what I talked about in the room, I switched it to parabolic SARS, which is a little less aggressive strategy because the way that it trades, it's more spaced out, so it's not gonna overextend you a little bit more than you probably are comfortable with. And I'm only allowing one DCA with the 3 times. I'm not even doing the 2. I'm not gonna let it do it the 2, right? And the reason why I'm doing that is because if you go to the 1 hour, there's 2 scenarios, right, that we all know can play out here. We could continue to range, and we could pump. It's possible, right? But remember, like we talked about, what happened? We fell below this support right here, right? If you take this wick right here, that's where that is. But if you see, this wick's a little extended, so our line could be also off a little bit. So I'm going to pull this down just about there. And so now this one is a little short, but it also bounced off this trend line, right? Whereas this one right here is hitting and all these are hitting. So this could be our true line. So we still could be kind of holding this support. Now, I don't want to stop my shorts because we could keep going. I mean, we have all kinds of room that we could go, right? We've already broke our uptrend, so this right here is irrelevant. I mean, I could just take this out, right? And looking at this side where we used to range, typically what was once a resistance will become support. So we could fall as low as 67. So the strategy I have is, people sometimes get too over caught up on, well, I'm gonna just stop my longs or stop my shorts and stuff. I mean, why stop it from earning, right? I mean, if your hands off and you don't really want to manage it, that's fine. You can make that call, but for me, I like to let it keep earning. I mean, we could just literally bounce on this thing right here for 3-4 days or the whole freaking weekend, right? And you just give up all that profit. So the reason why I only allow one DCA is because statistically speaking, when you look at the back test, it doesn't DCA 2 times all that often. And if we happen to get a show of support and a parabolic move, I would rather, instead of it doing DCA 1, DCA 2, and then running, right? And then figuring out DCA 3, I would rather do DCA 1, let it get stuck for a day or 2 days, right? And then move up and say, okay, now let's find a range where DCA 2 is. Because remember, the earlier you catch that, the farther that entry is going to move. So it gives a little more manual hands-on. But if we go parabolic, right, if all of a sudden we just shoot back to 22, 23K Bitcoin, this is all going to run with it, right? And I don't want it to get stuck, because if you end up stuck in your long and then you overextend your short, you're just widening that range, and then you're getting stuck both ways. And although it'll over time work itself out, that's how we kind of maximize kind of running it safe. So that's how I set up my short. I already ran that. I'm good with this still. I'm not going to touch it. If you go to the 1 minute, even though we're just ranging right here, I mean, it's still doing really well. Yeah, I'm not going to touch the short. So now the long is still deep. You can see this is our take profit line. Our entry is like 79 or something like that. So we had already enabled a DCA 3 protocol. I did not enable anything further. So if you scroll over here, you'll be able to see, so we did do our DCA 3 already, right? So I may enable a DCA 4 on Aave because I do have a little bit more margin to play. Plus, remember that DCA 4, now that I've upgraded to Thanos, is going to do more volume at that 5x because my volume overall on the pair has increased. So by doing another DCA, that's going to really move my average, right? So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to add this DCA 4. Let's just put like 10%. Let's see what that puts us at. And so again, like you guys know, I mean, it's gonna show a little like a white line down here. That's what we're looking for to see if it actually populated or not. So let's give it a second. It looks like it's already processed. Let's see where that went. Let's see. Oh, see, it's not low enough because it already triggered. So it looks like it was right there. It moved it to, so we need to go considerably lower. So let's put it at like I don't know, like 14%. And you don't have to be aggressive on the DCA for guys. Just it's really a way to just keep your entry moving down with you if you have the margin to spare. So that puts my line about right here. Let's see where we are perspective wise. So it actually was really close already. I don't even know that I want to DCA that close because either we're going to go up or we're going to break down more, right? So I'm going to push it to 15%. That should push it away a little more, right? So if it does get a good rejection, then it will do it. I still don't really even like that. Let's see. This is how I walk through, right? Then what I do is once I figure out what line I'm good with right here, you want to always do a little minor TA on it. So this yellow line is where it would DCA. So I do that line. You can do that by pressing Alt H or Option H. So let's see where that is. Okay, so I'm not too bad actually. What's funny is I was going with my gut, but look where this lined up, right? You got a nice rejection breakthrough north. We got some resistance here, and then the next one's not too far below it. So I'm okay with that. I think I'm fine with that, guys. Yeah. So we'll go back. So once you're done with adding that DCA, you don't have to modify anything or change anything else. We just have to go to Aave Long and make sure it's the right one. Yep. And then we're going to go to alert. Yep, I still got my webhook in there. I'm going to do my Aave or Thanos Long. ATA Thanos Aave Long. I started adding in the one I'm running, like Thanos or Ultron or whatever. Just one, you guys can see it, and two, it keeps me organized on what those are actually for. So again, this is just for, you can do whatever you want. It's your own organizational plays. All right, so we have a plan for Aave built in. It's either going to go up to profit, or it's going to break down to the next support level, add that extra DCA. With the higher volume, that should move our entry somewhere into this range here, which will give us a good opportunity to get out. So aside from that, I'm going to let Aave just roll on. All right, so we're good with the shorts. So let's go ahead and close that one. And then we're just going to load up BTC. So BTC, guys, I tell you guys in the room, I was doing a long only BTC, and what's funny is I anticipated this fall, like you guys know. I mean, we called the shorts and stuff in the room. Don't be afraid of DCAs sometimes. Unfortunately, this one went a little farther than I planned, right? Decent DCA, brought my entry down pretty well from where it was up here. But DCAs is where the money's at, guys. Like, you kind of want it to DCA one time. If you can get DCA two, I mean, that's all your big wins, And I'm not concerned because I know that we're really getting near some pretty strong support levels. So even if it were to, fall down, like, see, this next DCA is not even till 21.4, right? And our support level is somewhere in this area. And then I'm not even doing a third one. No third one. So if I do end up breaking that and a DCA is 2, I'll do a heavy DCA, push it down to somewhere in the 20,500 or something. So, but aside from that, I'm not running shorts on BTC. I may actually start up a short, to be honest with you. Kind of crazy, but what you guys can do is do like what I said. Just do it with the one DCA. If it goes parabolic, but it gets you active, right? So let me pull this off my screen so I can add my info. I'm gonna go a little aggressive today, guys. I want to get this thing really moving. I want to get this thing up to Gambit really quick. So we're gonna take some aggressive stance, and I want to show you guys, like, it's okay to be stuck. You can get stuck and still be okay. You just have to, follow along. It always does that. Let me pull this in, and I'm purposely overextending things because I'm okay with things getting stuck, even stuff I know it's gonna get stuck, because I want to show you guys how not to freak out and how to manage it, right? So short, BTC, I'm gonna do the SARs because I am short on a low range. I'm gonna keep my TPs the same. Again, like I said, I'm only gonna do one DCA for now. I'll manage the second one as I need to. And we're just gonna close the candle. This is how we do the default setups for those of you that don't really know what I'm doing here. Super simple. I'm closing out my candle. The reason why I'm closing out my candle is because you can see there's a short already through because it's always going to be running. It's always going to be back testing. And that's purposely built like that because we want you to be able to see how it would have performed. But I don't want it to be in a short because I need to look for shorts. So we built in this method here that allows you to close this trade out forcefully. And there's our close. Once you get that close, you can just go ahead and create the alert. So I'm gonna do it, guys. We're going in. We're going big today. So I'm gonna go short, and we're near decent support, so this should be interesting. But like I said, we can play some DCAs with that parabolic SARS if we need to. So ATA, Thanos, BTC shorts. All right, so we got BTC, we're short. Let's double check the settings. Parabolic, everything's default. That's it. Got it. And we are active, guys. We are actively looking for shorts on BTC. So let's see what BTC can do. So for those of you in the room, you guys know I do live trader a lot on the BTC. The reason why I'm turning this on is I have a lot of meetings scheduled over the next few days, and I have an offer on my house, thank God. And so we got to consider all of our options and kind of get some stuff ready there. So I'm super busy. So I may or may not do the live trader. So I'm going to use the technology, right, and let the ATA trader work for me. So, all right, so we're good with BTC. Let's check ETH. And I'm always keeping up with my ATA, so I have an idea where they are when I start these calls. But look at that, 1537. I wasn't really even looking at it. So our ETH long played out. So those of you that took the call, awesome. Congrats. All right, so let's take a look at the short. I don't know why BTC or ETH is. I think it's because of the way I built it. See, I'm glad this happened because this is such a pain in the ass. All right, let's get rid of the short. So we have the long here. Let's look at the long real fast. So I want to point something out, and I'm gonna beat this dead horse for you guys because I'm so glad that this worked out as I thought it was. Remember, this was my entry when I chose to stop out. Some of you guys might have been, man, we're so close, like you're nuts. Why are you doing this? Well, we weren't able to break this level, guys. Everything showed pretty bearish, right? So since I stopped out, I want you to notice how much have I made? 988. I've already recouped my loss, right? It took me 3 days on this one to do it, but remember, I'm also trading short, right, too. So I'm still earning on my short, plus I was back to earning on my long, so I'm net green in 3 days, right? Had I not closed that, I would just be deeper and never got out, right? Still to this day, right? And look at all these great wins that I got because I just made a decision to take a $9 loss. Now, I didn't take that $9 loss because I was like, oh, I just want to take a $9 loss. I earned like 13, I think it was like 1288 win on something that played big and for the lower account, right? And so I said, well, I'm net green. I'm already 1288. If I take a $9 loss, I reset it. I took the chance that my TA was correct, right? And it worked. And now everything that earns from here, if we continue to fall or we continue to range, it's just money. Money I wouldn't have had. I'd still be stuck in that stupid trade, right? BTC is definitely ITM, guys. Whoever took that, so awesome. BTC and ETH. So, and you guys see why I didn't take that short call. So good job if you guys took that call. All right, so my long is good. I'm not gonna touch it. Settings, you can see I'm still just two DCAs. Everything's default. I am taking range filter, guys. This is something to think about too when you're doing your strategy. If you're low in a range, and you know that we have a higher probability of going up at some point, right, to fill that gap, run range filter, maybe, or moving average. Those are the two most aggressive strategies we have. Those things will trade like a freaking nut. Like you can see here, like buy. I mean, this thing just wants to be, it's hungry. It's going to fight its way out of every trade. So if you know the odds are the trend is up, I mean, you want to be in as much as you can, right? So that's why I'm running range filter on my long, because we're lower in the range, so I'm okay with it. I still only run 2 DCAs. I like to manage my own third DCA. Default has 3 DCAs, which is totally fine if you guys don't have the time to manage it. But me personally, I like to manage my trades. So, you guys see, I mean, I don't really do a lot with these other than in the huddle. So I spend 30 minutes every day. I mean, to manage this. And then aside from that, I just let it run. So we're good with the long. I'm not going to touch it. Super excited that we made a good decision. Now let's talk about the short. So if you notice here, I hit the short and it didn't come out. I love when this stuff happens on our huddles. It sucks because we are on a time constraint, but I'm going to show you how to fix these things quickly. So that way, because running defaults is easy, right? But what happens when you get a nice little red exclamation mark from TradingView? If you click it, it says calculation timeout. Just remove it and reapply it. Super annoying. It's because we have thousands and thousands of line in this code, and TradingView just basically tries to read it and eventually goes, I'm not feeling it. All right. This could happen a few reasons. It could happen because I have a Mac, so I'm not always closing my app. I just shut my Mac, and then when I reload it, it's just there. So sometimes I just have to reboot this overall app because I trade on the TradingView app. But of course, you guys know that we have this study error. We can't see what it's doing, so people freak out and they go, "Oh my gosh, it says remove the indicator. Let me remove it." Don't remove it, not right away. What you want to do is open that, because whether it can read it or not, your settings stay the same. Your settings need to be the same. If you make them the same, nothing else matters, right? So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to delete it. Don't touch anything, for the love of God. And you will have to put your info, right? Your security. So let me pull that off again. Security is really important to us, guys. We want to make sure that your fund and your accounts and your alerts that are going off are 100% by you. So, okay. So all I'm gonna do before I freak out and delete this bad boy, right? If you look, it's still not calculating it, right? So I'm gonna take this one. I'm gonna make it a short. I'm gonna change this to ETH, right? Then I'm just gonna come up here and I'm gonna look. Did I make any crazy changes? I already know what the defaults are. If you don't, just take a picture of this, make it look like the same. But I know I'm using moving average, so I will have to know that, right? And this is default. This is default. 2 DCAs. So the only thing I have to know is moving average and the date and time that I closed it. So 2/24, 22/42, right? So moving average, 2 DCAs, and then we'll do 2023, 2/24. I think I said 22/42, but we'll put it and then we'll confirm. All right. And then let's let that play out. All right. So now what you want to do is you just need to confirm that the entry is the same as your actual entry, because we can't see what the other indicator had, right? So this thinks we are in a buy, which is a red one, right? So it's a short, 15.30. So let's just go over here. And we want to be equal or better than that. So we're in a short, 15.30. So we're good. As long as this matches this, you're good, right? So so we don't have to touch anything. I don't even have to recreate the alert, guys, because I already know the alert was based off of these settings. So all I have to do now is just take that one off. Kind of works out because it puts my short back below, so I'm thinking maybe it was meant to be. And we hit save, and we're back in action. So let's look at both. ETH is doing well. I'm happy with it. So we are in a long, and we're in a short. Our take profits at 15.43, and our take profits at 15.26. We go up, we win. We go down, we win. So at this point, you truly get to a spot where you don't care where it goes, which is what you want, right? That's the best case scenarios. So I want to point out here, you can see the long is made back that 988. Look at my short. This thing has just been killing it. $138 it's made. Right, because we ran this one for 18 days. So just this one pair going the one direction has made more than what my fee would be to run this. And I'm running like 6 or 8 pairs or something, right? So just to help you guys out on that. So we're good with ETH. I'm not touching anything else. Nothing stuck. We already made a great decision to reset that, so we can't. We don't need to touch that. All right, so let's go to LTC. Man, I tell you, I love to hate LTC right now. We have a difference of opinion. So LTC has been my favorite pair to run forever, and it's just this thing is just falling like a nut. So we've already made a decision yesterday to add a DCA down here. It hasn't hit it. It's starting to climb back up. I'm just gonna let it go, guys. I'm not touching it. It's earned really well for me. You show that it's 0 right now, but that's just because we put in an existing trade, so it's not going to show the data. We're possibly going to range in this range, and that's okay. If you go to the short, you can see the short's still earning really, really well for me. You can see in the 1 day when I reset it right here, it's earned $14. So it's doing super good. We're only in a 1 DCA. If you go to my short, I only allow 1 DCA. So I'll have to keep that in mind. I am running the Parabox SAR again because all my shorts are switched over to SAR, running 1 DCA. So because we are so low in the range, so this will just continue to earn, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. If we do get a push up, I'll make a determination to add that second DCA back. If we, maybe somewhere around this trend line. And then that would get my long out, right? And that's how you keep managing it to keep that range tighter. So we're fine. I'm not worried about LTC. The long's a little annoying, but again, I know my long range. If I do both of them, my long profit range is up here. So if I do happen to pump up into this range, I'll enable that second DCA because that will move this entry up into this range here, which would tighten my gap. So and that's when you're trading the pairs both ways, up and down, the most important thing that you can do is to ensure that you're keeping that range tight. So I'm telling you guys, like for those that trade, if you do know how to trade a little bit, I mean, this is like gonna revolutionize trading because this is how I trade. Guys, if you notice, I don't have to learn when's a great entry, when's a great exit. I just need to know what direction you want to go. You just tell me ATA. Well, I want to go, long. I want to go south. I want, like short. I mean that you don't have to sit here and figure out, oh, should I close it, or letting all the emotions or staring at my screen or freaking out or none of that stuff. So we're fine. I'm not worried about LTC. LTC has earned enough right now that I could literally close the long that I'm in if I wanted to, and I'd still be green. But I got faith in LTC. It's not gonna let me down. So let's take a look at XRP. We are at the 9 o'clock hour, so I'm gonna try to do this quickly because I do want to respect those time for those that are on the recording here. So XRP. Let's take a look at the long. Still doing super good. I got no issues with XRP, guys. It's doing really well. I mean, you can see it got stuck here for a bit. Boom, got out in the long and it's just been trading like a nut since. So I got nothing for XRP. I do have this one on the SARS. I want to keep making note. Notice my long is on SARS with 1 DCA. Why is that? Because I just contradicted myself and said that I was doing shorts, right? I don't care what pair it is. I don't care if it's long or short or whatever. I care about the range. Where are we in the range? We're high. So why would I want to have aggressive? Why would I want this to be a moving average? Can we go up more? Yeah, sure, whatever. It's XRP. Who knows what it's going to do, right? Depends on the day. But the TA suggests we're high in the range, at least for the short term. So I'm just flipping it, right? I'm going to do the less aggressive longs just in case. And I have the more aggressive shorts you can see here. So this is where the short is. It is still stuck. I have not enabled the 4th DCA for XRP. I may do that because XRP volume wise is not too deep. So let's add a 4th one, guys, while we're here. It's super easy to do here. So we're just going to put it at 10%. Let's see where that goes. Because we upgraded to Thanos, that 4th DCA is going to really move that entry if it does fire. I want the line to get somewhere around here. That's too low. I don't like that. Let's try 13. Ooh, not 523. I think I'm never going. So I'm using my resistance line as my next DCA point. So I want to put it pretty close. Um, I'm good with that, but I might bring it down just a little bit. Let's do 12. It's a little close. You got to have some room for it to push past and then make that decision to pull back, right? You don't want to put it right on the line. I'm fine with that, guys. I think I'm good with that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that. All right, so again, whenever you make a modification, this was modifying the short, XRP short. I'm just gonna simply click the X, XRP short. Yep, all looks good. And then we're just gonna go ahead and create the alert, XRP short. ATA Thanos XRP short. Okay. And then we know the long's already good, so I'm not gonna touch the long. Yeah. Cool. All right, so that's the coins that I have, guys. Let's open up and see if there's something else I may want to run. So let's go to Matic. Let's see how Matic's doing. If it's doing anything kind of crazy on us. So Matic has continued to fall. I see 107. It's honestly at a range where I think I'm okay starting a long. These are Ultrons, so let me. I might start the long. I don't know that I'm gonna do this short on Matic, but let's go ahead and do this real quick. And this is kind of what I was waiting for, this range, guys, because if you guys have been following me every day, I have not liked Matic for long or short because of the way it could go parabolic, but it is finding some decent support where it's at now. So we're either going to potentially move up or we're going to range. And so I'm going to do long, Matic. I don't really want an aggressive, guys. Anytime you don't want an aggressive, just pick the SARS. It's a really well-balanced one. I'm going to allow it to do 2 DCAs, though. But that's it. I'm not doing more than 2. Yeah. So let's see. So we got the Matic long. We're good. Okay. So let's go in here. Thanos. This is how quickly you can set up. Yeah. Well, I'm on the 1 hour, so I got a little ahead. I'm trying to rush because of the time. I hate going over for you guys, but a lot to cover. But I was on the 1 hour. That's why I'm like, this doesn't look right. We also, to be safe, it's always better just to ensure you close out your candle. You don't have to if it's not in a trade, but it's a good habit to do because there's gonna be that one time that you forget. 3 9. What's the hour? The whole 9 on 9 confusing me there. And we'll close trade on chart. We'll let that calculate. There we go. There's our close. Okay, so now we can make our alert. So let's go Thanos, Matic, ATA Thanos, Matic, long. Okay, and I do want to check Solana. Again, I said I kind of want to go a little aggressive on this. So I may run Solana. I'm still in a Doge long and I'm not running a Doge short, so I can't do Doge. So let's look at Solana, where we are in the range. So it looks like we are not in a bad spot. Here's what I don't like, guys, about Solana, and I don't think I'm going to start it. This is the thing that just leaves a bitter taste in my mouth with it. So you have rejections here. You do have a higher high, right? We are in a lower low from here. There is some support that will probably be found here. There's some support here. But I just don't like that, like a drop from 1850 down to 15. I mean, that's going to really get you deep in your long, if you're in a long. And we can easily reject off this line, and that could happen, right? I always look at the range. I don't like that, and I know that it was news impacted, right? But I don't like that our range is 792 to 27. That's like a, over 300% movement that could happen, right? And we're dead square in the middle, so it's doing a long and short is not a terrible idea if if you don't do a lot of volume. So I'm thinking this through, and that's why let's do something. I'm gonna show you guys because I like to get creative on these things because I want to show you guys how to manage things and get them to work for you without adding too much risk. So because I don't like this one, but I want to make it work for me because it's just sitting there doing nothing. Time to put Solana to work. Let me add this stuff in here. Let's get Solana. Oh, don't want that. Let's put Solana to work. All right, so we're gonna go back to the 1 minute. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do, and I'm probably nuts, and Solana might make me regret it, but let's see. So I'm gonna do a long on Solana. I'm gonna do parabolic SAR. I am not letting it DCA more than one time. If it earns, great. If it gets stuck, at least it's not super deep volume, and I'll figure it out. 2023. 3. This is how, again, how quickly you can set up these defaults, guys. It's not a lot of information. It's funny because sometimes you get people that just don't even want to try, right? They're like, I can't learn this. This is too much. I mean, you literally fill out, what, 3 areas? It's really not that much, guys. Not compared to learning how to trade. So we know this one's done. We got our yellow. Let's start our long. Put this sucker to work. We're on the right time frame. So ATA, Thanos, Sol, long. All right, and then I'm gonna do a short. Hoping Solana don't make me regret this, but let's try it. Parabolic SAR. Again, I am only doing 1. I'm not giving Solana a whole lot of rope here. We're gonna keep them close. This is why I can make a decision if it does go parabolic. If it just continues to range, it's going to earn. It's just going to make money. But if it goes parabolic on me one way or another, it's not going to absolutely destroy my account. So it's a way to get it earning without causing too much risk, right? Because I got plenty of margin to let it run. So we'll close that out on the short. Let's let this load up. Still thinking about it. We're waiting for the yellow. You don't want to make your alert till you get the yellow. There we go. We got our yellow. See, look at that. The shorts would have killed it if it was running. So, and if you look, there's no more than one DCA through all those, right? That's why I'm doing this. So, ATA, Thanos, Sol, short. Okay, so we're going a little wild today. I don't even know what's today. Thursday, I think. Thursday, I'm going to let this all run from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I'm just going to make a decision to try to work my way out of things if it gets stuck. But we are currently running Aave, BTC, ETH, LTC, Solana, and XRP. So the only thing I'm not running that we offer, I believe, is Doge. I guess I could look in the... Yeah. So we're running them all, guys. I'm going crazy. But I'm doing it in a smart way. I'm doing it in a way that I can still manage it. It's more hands-on. But imagine what my alerts are going to do if this market starts moving even just a little bit, right? My alerts are going to go off it's going to be so fun to watch. I love it because every time it goes off, you hear like that beep, and it's like the old coin cha-ching you used to get at the casinos, right? So our Solana's good. I'm 12 minutes over. I apologize, guys. I added a lot. I hope you learned something from it. I'm gonna let this work. We've already got Matic taking some trades. Congrats. Here was the call on the ETH long. So congrats to those who took that. Actually, I think the entry was over here, but it's about the same. Yeah. So we're TP1, almost TP2 on ETH. This was a call that was put out in the room, guys, if you're not part of the community. And we're TP1 on this one. Let's take a look at the pre-market. Holy crap. Look, oh, man, my call. Shit. Oh, excuse my French, but, man, my call's doing pretty good. I took a call down here at 397, 5 contracts, so let's see how much I'm up on that one. I can't close it until market opens anyways, but you see what I was talking about, guys? The pre-market loves to do this kind of crap. So it has a double bottom. The pre-market retested this neckline, and look at this explosion on the pre-market. Like, holy moly. I don't even think it's going to show me what I'm up yet. Yeah, I have to wait for market open. But that's gonna be a pretty good trade. I'm probably gonna be, for those in the community, you guys have seen that. I mean, I'll probably make about maybe 600 to 800 bucks on this if it holds or goes up more. So cross my fingers, that'd be a great start, right? And then maybe we can keep adding to our Thanos. So that was also, I think, gosh, guys, I don't know. You know what? Oh, I'm gonna go ahead and end this recording. Well, I'll leave it for just a second. So in the room, we had put out yesterday. If you guys want to drop off, if you're in the community, you guys can. I'm done with the ATA part of it, but so I put out a call here. Look at this. Right, so we had a Tesla call. We had a Tesla put that ended up ITM. I forgot to, did I put, no, yeah, I did put the IPM, right? So it fell down. I've been playing with Teslas. This was my spy call yesterday. I told people to do a 5 to 7 day contract. This was at 398. I took mine a little lower at like 397. But either way, that one's in profit. The Tesla I think was like 180. I think, I don't know. Let's see where that one is. Let's check out Tesla. I honestly have just started doing Tesla calls. I normally just trade the spy. I'm not a huge fan of trading a lot of the other stuff, but let's see how it was. So Tesla's still down. Oh no, actually, yeah, pre-market's down a little bit. So it looks like, but it looks like the call played out actually because this was the not the last one. This is recent, but we had a pump up to 182.60, and I know the call was around 180, so that one should be ITM as well. So good day yesterday for those of you who played that. So I'm gonna cut off of the community huddle here just because we're way over. All this content, I might have to start doing this for an hour, right? But try not to take up too much of your guys' time. So I appreciate your guys' time, and let me go ahead and TikTok. You can hang around for a minute. I'm gonna go over.